So we talked about dismounting off to the knee on belly, and then now we're going to talk about what happens if we want to dismount and go belly down completely. Okay, so another option. And as far as like what to use when mount versus knee on belly versus dismounting completely, it really becomes something that once you experiment with the three a lot, is a personal preference. It depends on body size, where you feel strongest, your opponent. You know, for example, when I have somebody who is a lot bigger and stronger and they have wide shoulders, typically that person I'm going to do my best to finish from the mount. Or if I feel like I'm not quite able to get that angle, I'll go to knee on belly. But I oftentimes will not go all the way down to my belly, which we're going to show now, unless somebody is, you know, really close to my size. If they're close to my size, and this is more effective. But it's one of those things, you just have to play with the finishes and see what you like and see the pros and cons of all of them. Okay. So from here, I'm going to be in my arm triangle. Again, we talked about we're not dismounting until everything's nice and tight. So the bicep is shutting off the blood here. The shoulder is going to be shutting off the blood here. My shoulder is going to be below the chin. Okay. So I'm here. Everything is set up. And I have a nice tight gable grip, okay? So from this position, if I want to go all the way belly down, I'm going to start the same way that I did for the knee on belly finish. And I'm going to go onto my toes. I'm going to put all my weight in my upper body, my forearms, my left shoulder, okay, my chest. I'm going to lift my hips up, windshield wiper my leg over, and then I'm going to step off to this knee on belly side, okay? Now, this is a nice stopping point to make sure that he's not bridging and going to knock me off. Once I feel confident here, I'm going to use my head as a post. This is also going to make the choke a lot tighter. So I'm going to lift it up just so I can keep talking and Chris doesn't get unconscious here on camera. That would be really bad. So from here, I'm going to drop to both of my knees. And then I'm going to start to lower my hips. Now, from this position, I'm actually going to stay completely parallel to my partner. So I'm going to move you a little bit this way. So I'm going to stay completely parallel to my partner. I don't need to clock out to the side. Okay. From here, I'm going to keep my head low. And I'm first going to drop my left hip next to him. So the hip that is matching him. And I'm going to start to drop my left hip. As I drop my left hip, I'm bringing my shoulder down under his chin and it's melting up. So I'm not squeezing. I'm not doing anything with my arms right now as far as using any force. I'm just going to drop my left hip to the ground. I'm going to push with my head. I'm going to start dropping my right hip. And I'm going to get the finish there. No, right under there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that one gets really intense once we stay there for a long time. But again, I want to think about I'm dropping my left hip down because my right knee is keeping me from shifting off to the side. If I drop my right knee down first and my right leg is here, I might start falling away from my partner, and I don't want that. So I'm keeping this really strong base. I'm starting to drop this left hip, and then I'm starting to drop the right hip. And I'm driving my shoulder underneath and I'm driving my head in, whereas I'm not trying to squeeze and like crank away from him, where I'm losing connection to his body and he has the opportunity to turn onto his side and come onto his knees because he's going to be looking to pull that arm down and turn towards me, right? So I need to keep him flat. So when I'm parallel to him and connected to him, I have a much better opportunity to keep him flat, or if I need to, going back to, you know, the whole concept of maintaining always, is I can go back to this knee on belly position if I need to. So if I'm finishing here and I start to lose the position, I can pop my knee back up at any time. And that's going to be really, really helpful to not lose the position, especially if I need to make any adjustments throughout. So then I can make those adjustments, keep the position, and then eventually get the finish or even move back to the mount if I need to. So it's a really, really nice way to finish if we want to dismount, but it can be used in conjunction with knee on belly and mount as well.